All right, guys, so today we're talking about Copart. Copart. Why you should never buy a car from Copart. Why you should never buy a car from most auction sites. Here's the problem. That's from Copart, right? The statistics say about 30% of cars in Copart are hiding bad engines, which means you're going to get it. It's going to be knocking. It won't run at all. I actually think the exact quote was bad engines or transmissions. And there are certain hubs of Copart that's a lot worse than others, but they're all guilty of it. Also, another problem is, you've probably seen tons of the YouTubers talk about this. They have the issue with cars being wrecked. They'll go to a shop, they'll weld together like an inner frame. We'll go look on the Porsche over here. Like the car will look like this, just sitting there, right? In the pictures. But when you open the hood, there's nothing there. It's all broken out. They welded rebar or whatever the hell they had laying around, angle iron, just to hold the car so it looks good. Now, that's partly an issue with the seller, but also the people at Copart look the other way, take a picture so you can't, in the angles you can't see that's going on. A lot of Lamborghinis get sold like that. Ferraris, real expensive stuff. Another issue is bidders from other countries. They let anybody and everybody bid at Copart. So when you bid on something, the issue is you're not just bidding against everybody here. You're bidding against all these people in Africa and, I don't know, all over the world, Australia. But a lot of these are what I call fishing bids. They're bumping the price up. And what you'll find out when you go to buy something off of there, if you already haven't, a lot of you guys are like, I already did, I already know, is when you go to buy it and you're bidding on it, every time you hit it, it just crazy bids. And the car will sell, like it'll be a, let's use a Porsche for example. That car is worth about, it's an 06 Cayman S, red on black. That car is probably worth closer to 20 grand. Let's say it's worth 20 grand, right? So you're gonna be bidding on one of these on Copart. Let's say the auction starts, it'll be at 3 or 4 grand. You're thinking, oh, I'm gonna go all out, I'm gonna buy this thing. Prior salvage title, or salvage title, because almost everything on Copart is. Even if it's clear title, doesn't matter at this point. And you're gonna hit it, you're gonna hope maybe if it's worth 20, maybe I get it for 10 or 12, right? Parts of those cars are very expensive. You gotta be a little careful of that. So let's say you hit her at 12, but it sells for 20, and it has a salvage title, and it's all wrecked. And you're like, wait a minute, the market and the book value is 20, why would I pay 20 grand for a wrecked car with a salvage title that's worth 12 fixed, 13 fixed? And you'll see that a lot. So you won't win it, you get outbid, you'll see it back on there again the next week. That's classic Copart nonsense. It's been going on for decades. It's gotten a lot worse recently. But let's say, you know what, probably 75, 80% of cars on Copart are salvage title. There is some clear title. And in the case of the X6, we're going through that right now. The guy bought it probably the worst Copart location in the United States. It was Chicago. And we have a lot of viewers from Chicago. Any of those guys will tell you the last place you want to buy a car is from Chicago, period. That's the hub of everybody scamming everybody, bad situation. Not only that, if you go get a car worked on, anything there, it's hardcore, right? So the X6 was bought from there with the engine misfire. And I think he had talked to the previous owner, which was a dealership. And I think what we've come to find out here is the dealership pulled the lower oil pan off and the upper, because by looking at the bolts, that probably was the case. Probably put one new bearing on the already spun bearing and sent it down the road. That'll last for about 10 minutes of running, and it'll be knocking again. That's my personal opinion. That's so common there. It's just crazy. Okay, so let's go this angle of it. A lot of you guys say, well, Nathan, you fat bastard, you got to go look at the car. You got to go look at the car. All right, so we're in the Midwest, right? We have St. Louis is the closest auction site. You go look at it. Nothing goes through St. Louis. There's never a deal goes through St. Louis, anything I want. So where are you going next? Springfield, Missouri? Or no, it was Fayetteville, down below Springfield. That's 6 hours away, all right? Well, Memphis is about 3.5 hours away. Nashville's about 4.5, 5 hours away, about 4.5. Am I gonna, here's what you gotta look at. A lot of you guys buy stuff in Copart. The stupidest thing you could do is see a car you want to bid on, go drive 4 hours somewhere and 4 hours back, even 2 hours, only to get back in the auction, you be outbid the first 10 seconds and it sells for double the money anybody ever wants to pay for it. That's what'll happen. That's why you can't go look at that. The other option is to pay somebody to go check the car out. Two things. That costs money. You're gonna pay a company to go inspect this, and something you're probably getting outbid the first 10 seconds anyway, which is better than driving somewhere, I guess, and looking at it. The other thing is, how reliable is that company? Working with those companies in the past, not very damn reliable, usually. And so then you have an inspection that you paid for that is good. Let's say you won the car and it gets here and it's got a bunch of issues. Because let's be honest, on the BMW, who's really going to know the issues? Nobody's going to know that unless you're a BMW insane fool like I am and want to work on that kind of stuff. But it is a very odd dead zone. There is other car auctions that do cars for dealerships where they can just go buy them, they're already done. But you pay out the wazoo for those, and you're not really getting a deal. You know, a car dealership wants. Here's what's weird about a lot of car dealerships, and I'm not going to piss anybody off. I probably will. I don't care. Most car dealerships around here, most small car dealerships, do not know how to work on cars. I always thought that very bizarre. A lot of car dealerships in St. Louis, all over St. Louis, you see they can't turn a wrench. I never understood that. So they have to go buy cars that are kind of already somewhat close, because if they have to pay a shop, or let's say they have a mechanic working for them, they got to pay them to do engine swap or something real detailed. One of two things is going to happen. They're not going to know how to work on it, which is 99% of it. The other thing, it doesn't make sense to pay your employee to do that, and then you're going to lose money on a car, which you're already paying too much for. Here's the other issue. We're going on and on and on. Right now, the market's really high. So if you're a car dealership and you're looking to buy stuff, you're seeing really high prices and you're thinking, okay, I got to buy, sell, fix this car before the economy crashes and it's worth virtually half of what I bought it for. Then you lose money on it and you can't sell it. So I think a lot of people are scrambling to buy, fix, and sell before the market crashes. I would think by our judgment and by the bank's judgment, probably be within the next 6-8 months. And, you know, we're the same way here. We kind of got everything sold. The Blue E39 is for sale. And then the G-Wagon's the other thing we're looking at, thinking this thing gets like 7-8 miles a gallon. Is this going to be affordable to own coming up? So that's the same thought that every car dealer, every individual has. It has a Chevy truck, a Dodge truck, a Ford truck, Toyota Tundra, Sequoia, anything with a V8 that does not get very good fuel mileage. Everybody's thinking the same thing. The positive turn up of this is when the economy crashes in the toilet, can we go buy a gas hog vehicle for like a tow vehicle for way cheaper? That seems to be the general consensus of what's going to happen. You already see the shift at this minute, shifting from normal cars to everybody wants very fuel efficient cars. And, you know, gas here was, I don't know, what is gas? I haven't been out today. I paid $4.59 yesterday for super. And, you know, it's crazy money. I put it like 70 miles on, it was like 70 some dollars worth of gas. And that's just going to the grocery store and back. Crazy money. So if I would have took the Scion, which I could have, or the Scion probably used 2.5 gallons, 2 gallons worth of gas, or the Porsche is the same way. And you know, that would have been 15 bucks worth of gas or 12 or 10 bucks worth of gas. And you can see the difference there. So be prepared. My old man advice is to be very cautious of, especially right now, of all these auction sites, because everybody's trying to ditch everything and cash out. But that's it, guys. A Copart old man advice for you. As an X6 owner, as my black E60 we bought from Copart, stay away, be very cautious of it. Everybody's ditching the junk there and charging out to ask for it. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.